New video. So you guys requested for the job locator UI, so here I will explain that how I develop this UI. And also if you want to get the code, then link in the description, you can get the code from the GitHub. So let's start. The first screen we can see here is simply a different option for the sign up and for the login. And if you go to the job locate option, the first thing that you guys can see is these two images, which are here. I define it, and you can get these images from the GitHub. The second thing is that I provide three type of buttons, one for the sign up with Facebook, one for the Google, and one to create your own account. And if you have already account, then there is a sign in option. When you click on sign up, and it will take you to the login screen. In the login screen, there are two type of text field. One is per email and one is per password controller. And if we come to the scaffold, the first thing you guys can see is background. And if we go to the background, in the background I simply define these images and this brown type colors. After the background, there are two type of text field, one for the username and one for the password. I also provided the validations in order to user cannot put the empty fields. Below the text field, there is a forgot your password options and also a login buttons. Below the login button, if user are not registered, then he can click on the sign up button and go to the register screen. In the register screen, there are four type of text field: name, email, password, and types. And below this text field, there is a button sign up, and also if the user have already account, then he can click on the sign in and go back to the login screen. Below the sign up button, there is a drop down buttons with the name of my workout, in which I define different categories so user can select and get these categories in the home screens. And if you go to the checkbox items that I defined here, then you guys have to use the multi select form field package, which I defined it in the pepspec.yml. I simply created an initial states and a save form in order to save these fields. If you go to the multi-select form field, then here you have to define your text style and colors you want to provide it, and also here you can give the different data source that you want to define inside your drop down buttons. Below is the save button, and I'm converting the data source into strings and show it on the screens. And if you go back to the sign up screen, and if we click on the sign up, it will take us to the bottom navigation bars. And if you go to the bottom navigation bar, for this type of design, I'm using a package which is called current navigation bars, which I define it here in the pubspec.yml. In the bottom navigation bar, I am defining four type of classes. One is job locator, home, create, resume, explorer, and profile. On the current index, I am keeping the job locators, so if user is sign up, it will automatically come to the home screens. Here I am using the current navigation bar, which will be provided by the current navigation bar package, provided different icons and colors and size. And here also provide the animation durations and the curve type that we guys need. So in bottom navigation scope, if you come to the job locator home, then there are different options. The first one is simply this container, in which inside there are three rows: content of applied job, job in 100 kilometers, and resume builder. In order to get such a circles container, I use the cliff oval. I'm using column to provide the icons and simply a text. And I'm follow the same technique for the job in 100 kilometers and create resumes. The second option that you guys can see is a simple map. And if you go to the Google Map widgets, here I am using the Google Map controllers and completers. Also I'm creating the variable for geolocator and giving positions to get current positions. And also if I want to get my desired location, then I'm providing latitude and longitude. In order to use this Google Map, then we have to define two type of packages in PubSpec. One is Google Map Flutter, and another one is geolocator. After the Google Map, I'm using the carousel slider in order to get such UI, and you guys have to define the carousel slider inside the pubspec.yml. Inside the carousel slider, I'm defining the wave portion fraction in order to decrease the width between two cards and get such type of animations. Inside the carousel slider, in items, I am using the job categories and going through every list inside the job category model and converting into list. And if you go to the job category model, I'm providing four type of string: one for image, one for category, one for type, and one for salaries, and also providing values to each string. And if you go back to the home screen, then inside the job categories, the job card widget, first I am defining the job category model And inside the size box, I am getting the image categories and types from the model class. After the most popular, I'm using the recommended category. In order to get the recommended category, I'm using the same technique, but instead of using carousel slider, I'm using list view builder. And inside the list view builder, I'm providing the length of recommended categories. And if you go to the recommended category models, here I'm using the icons in order to get these icons inside this card. And also I'm using three type of string, which is name, type, and salaries, and giving value to it. And if we go back to the home screen, then here I'm converting this recommended model into the list here. And I'm using this recommended inside the list view builder in order to provide length to the recommended models. And also I am using the recommended card in order to get this UI. And if you go to the recommended card, here I simply first define the recommended model class, and then inside the list style I am getting the icons, type, salary from the recommended model. And inside the list view builder, I am going through each recommended list through index. The second option in the bottom navigation bar is our create resume, and if we go to the create resume class, there are different type of text field, which is very simple, and I think I have to not explain it in details, and also a save button in the end. Third option inside the bottom navigation bar is the explorer class, and if we go to the explorer, here we are using simply two text field with the name of job titles and locations. After the location, we are using the search button in order to get our desired locations and our desired job title in that locations. The fourth option inside the bottom navigation bar is profile screen. And if you go to the profile screen, here we are simply getting the user image, his names, and his expertise. After that, we are using two type of button, one for settings, and if we click on the setting button, here user can create his new passwords and also the logout button. After this, I am getting the user date of birth and his total age. And I'm using the information to get the user names, emails, and his postcode and his status. Click on the logout button, then it will take us from where we started. I did not explain everything in detail because this UI is not that much complex, and you guys can get code from the GitHub link in the descriptions. And if you have any confusion or any questions, so you guys can comment below and I will answer it. Thank you so much.